the crumbling effects of seeking validation from people before taking action or making any decision can be very subtle before turning into a full-blown havoc. And it's always a struggle. This is a struggle. This is a human condition that we experience. Everybody in this world, we experience validation addiction. And it leads to a spiral of a lot of things. And one of them is decision paralysis. It becomes overwhelming. You can't even make decisions on your own because you feel the other person's opinion or your father or your mother's opinion is the best, or your best friend's opinion is the best. I have to niche it down so you understand the gravity. That's why I said your father or your mother's opinion. And you lose your identity. You lose your goals and your vision because you are latching on to people's expectations of you. And then you find yourself living out the life of other people and not experiencing the fullness of yourself. Not experiencing who you are. Not taking responsibility. Not taking personal responsibility of yourself. Because you find solace, you find comfort in people's opinion. So when the so-called opinion doesn't work out, you have an excuse to say, the opinion you gave me didn't work out. No. Without realizing that it is when you own your opinion and your decisions, and if it works out or it doesn't work out, it's in that process you transform, you become confident, you learn, you start to master life. But because of that decision paralysis and that latching on to people's own opinions, you find comfort there. And that is one of the biggest problems. You lose your authenticity in the process. You lose your authenticity because you feel that, yes, when people give you their opinion and their advice, it makes more sense. It makes you not to think. It makes you not to really actually think. So it reduces the stress for you. I'm not realizing that when you own your opinions and your decisions, that's how you grow as a human being. You have to be open to mistakes. You have to be open to learning. That's how you learn. You don't live the life of other people. You don't. That is not the right way. Because there are a lot of people who rely on people's expectations and they are living the life of other people's expectations. They are not living the life ordained for them. That's why they are trapped in a box. They are not moving forward, they are not moving backward, they are just trapped in a box because they are living other people's experiences. They are not living their own life. I know a lot of times, a lot of opportunities I have missed because I was clinging to people's validation. I lost a lot of opportunities because I was expecting them to tell me, oh, go ahead, I like it. And the moment I don't hear I like it or you should go ahead, this is a nice venture, I become downcasted, depressed. I tend not to follow up with that dream, that vision, that opinion of mine. And I find myself not doing anything about it. And that is a wasted opportunity. When I would have latched onto it, grabbed it, and pursue the vision. So many things, opportunities you would lose just because you have grown that tendency of relying on people's opinions. I know a lot of people that are addicted to validation, of which I used to be part of that camp. I now realize that for so long I've been stuck in the mud, in the rut. I've not been able to make any advances because I've been relying on people's validation. And because people have not approved all these validations, I've not approved any of these opinions, sorry to say validation, any of these opinions that I have, I remain stuck. I couldn't just summon the motion to do things. I couldn't summon motion to pursue those dreams and goals and visions and my own opinion. And this is not to say that you shouldn't listen to people's advice. This is not to say that. Your personal responsibility comes first. You engage with the advice, you assess the advice, but at the end of the day, you have to make the decision. Your personal responsibility is very important. It's very important. That's why when you have that vision, you don't have to wait for people's validation. Most of the times, you don't have to. And if you have to wait for people's validation, you should just be one person or nobody. The validation to always come from you. We have people who are addicted to people's validation, and it's a serious issue. That's why we have people who cannot venture into things. They can't. They don't have the propensity to do it because what would this person say? What would this other person say? They are concerned about people's opinions and not about the vision they have at hand. So your personal responsibility is of great importance than any other thing. That is where you find your true identity. That is where you find yourself. So that's it, guys. We'll see in the next video and we have some more. Have a great day and stay blessed. Bye, guys.